This fish walks on land. This one regenerates lost limbs. And this one attacks faster than you can blink. You're about to meet 10 aquatic creatures so absurd they seem invented, but they're absolutely real. And I guarantee you, number 7 will completely change the way you see the limits of biology. Don't leave before you get to it. There is an invisible architect who designed every scale, every fin, every iridescent glint that pulsates in the depths of the oceans. When we contemplate the creatures that inhabit the waters of this planet, we realize that we are before living masterpieces, each bearing the signature of a creative intelligence that transcends our comprehension. They are beings that defy logic, that rewrite the rules of biology, that make us question the limits between the possible and the impossible. Prepare your senses, regulate your breathing, for the countdown begins now. Number 10, the ocean speedster. In the crystal clear waters of the tropical Pacific Ocean, where temperatures fluctuate between 25 and 29 degrees Celsius, a cobalt blue shadow cuts across the surface like a living blade. The sailfish, Istiophorus platypterus, doesn't swim, it literally flies through the water. Consider this number, 110 kilometers per hour. That's faster than a cheetah running on land, faster than most cars on a busy avenue. This is officially the fastest fish in all the oceans of the planet. Its majestic dorsal fin rises like the sail of an ancient ship and can reach 3 meters in length, taller than the height of a basketball hoop. Found from the coasts of Mexico to the warm waters of Indonesia, the sailfish uses its sail not only to intimidate predators, but as a tool for coordinated hunting. In synchronized groups, they surround schools of sardines, raising their sails simultaneously to create a visual barrier that disorients prey. And here's the impressive detail. Their colors change in fractions of a second through cells called chromatophores, signaling excitement or readiness to attack. If you didn't know there was a fish faster than a cheetah, leave a like now. And stick around because the next one is even weirder. Number 9, the fish that swims upside down. While the sailfish dominates speed, in the shallow waters of the Indo-Pacific, there exists a creature that has chosen the opposite path of evolution: vertical invisibility. The razorfish, Ialiscus strigatus, has developed a survival strategy so unique that it challenges our perception of what it means to be a fish. It swims perpetually upside down. Yes, you heard right. This animal spends its entire life in a vertical position, hiding among the venomous spines of sea urchins. Its translucent bodies, which rarely exceed 15 centimeters, smaller than a pen, have stripes that perfectly mimic the protective needles of the urchins. Found from the Maldives to the Philippines, in reefs between 5 and 40 meters deep, razorfish form small groups that move in unison, like a single fragmented organism. When threatened, they instantly dive among the venomous spines, a lethal refuge for any predator, but perfectly safe for their slender, blade-like bodies. Nature has transformed vulnerability into a perfect survival strategy. Comment below. Did you know this fish? because I bet you've never seen the next ones either. Number 8. The actor from the reefs. In the sandy depths of the Gulf of California, where Mexican waters meet the Pacific Ocean, vertical burrows pierce the substrate like tiny underwater chimneys. It is here that the tubefish, Chinopsis alepidota, lives, an extraordinary blenny that has transformed its home into a theater stage. This tiny inhabitant, smaller than your index finger, lives permanently inside abandoned marine worm tubes. Only its curious head emerges from the opening, observing the world with alert eyes. But it is during the mating season that this fish reveals its true theatrical nature. The males rise from their tubes and open their mouths at seemingly impossible angles, exceeding 90 degrees, as if their jaws were about to dislocate. They display colorful membranes in vibrant shades of yellow and orange, competing to see who has the biggest mouth. These display battles can last for hours, with rival males comparing the size of their jaws without ever physically touching. The winner earns the right to attract females. It's basically a competition to see who can shout the loudest, only underwater and without sound. But if you think opening your mouth 90 degrees is impressive, wait until you see the attack speed of the next one. Number 7. The fastest hunter in the animal kingdom. If the tubefish is a master of theater, the frogfish, Antinarius commerson, is the fastest killer in the oceans. And when I say fast, I need you to understand what that means. This fish's attack lasts 6 milliseconds. You blink for 300 milliseconds. This means that while you close and open your eyes once, the frogfish could attack 50 times. Distributed throughout the Indian and Pacific Oceans, from Mauritius to Hawaii, this bulbous and grotesque creature represents the most extreme form of camouflage ever developed by a marine vertebrate. Its irregular body, covered in protuberances, can completely change color over weeks to perfectly match corals and sponges. But its true masterpiece is its lure, a modification of its first dorsal spine that has transformed into a biological fishing rod, topped with a lure that imitates worms or shrimp. Positioned motionless, the frogfish hypnotically agitates its lure. When prey approaches, its jaws snap open and swallow prey that can be up to twice its own size. This predator can remain completely motionless for days on end, turning patience into a lethal weapon. 6 milliseconds. Remember that number. Now save this video because you'll want to show it to someone. Number 6. The fish that conquered the land. There is a place where the ocean kisses the land in an embrace of mud and mangroves. It is in the tropical estuaries of West Africa, from Senegal to Angola, that we find a creature that has rewritten the fundamental rules of what it means to be a fish. The mudfish, Periophthalmus barbarus, not only survives out of water, it prefers land. With modified pectoral fins that function like small arms, this species leaps, climbs, and walks on the roots of mangroves. You're seeing correctly, a walking fish. Its protruding eyes, positioned on top of its head like periscopes, can rotate independently, monitoring aerial and terrestrial predators simultaneously. This improvised amphibian has developed specialized gill chambers that retain oxygenated water, allowing it to breathe out of water for several hours. During low tide, territorial males build elaborate burrows in the mud, defending them with aggressive leaps. The ideal temperature for its terrestrial activity is between 28 and 32 degrees Celsius. This fish looked at evolution and said, "I'll do it my way." If a fish can learn to walk, what's your excuse for not going to the gym? Just kidding. But the next one walks too, and it's much bigger. Number 5. The giant that crosses continents. From the African shores, our journey continues in the murky fresh water of the same continent, where rivers and lakes harbor one of the most resilient fish ever documented by science. The African catfish, Clarius gariepinus, makes the mudfish look like an amateur. Equipped with an accessory respiratory organ, this species can absorb oxygen directly from the air, allowing it to survive in waters with near zero oxygen levels. But its most extraordinary ability is terrestrial migration. During droughts, these fish literally walk across the damp land, using their pectoral fins as legs, covering hundreds of meters between bodies of water. They can reach 1 meter and 70 centimeters in length, larger than many 10-year-old children, and weigh over 60 kilograms. Their voracious appetite includes everything from insects and mollusks to small mammals and aquatic birds. This fish eats practically anything that fits in its mouth. At temperatures between 25 and 30 degrees Celsius, its metabolism reaches maximum efficiency. When the water runs out, it simply goes looking for more. No obstacle is too great. 2 fish walking on land. Nature clearly didn't read the biology textbook. And now comes the most unbelievable part of all. Number 4, the creature that refuses to grow old. In the dark canals of Xochimilco, on the outskirts of Mexico City, where the Aztecs once sailed in floating gardens, there exists a creature that defies the very concept of growing up. The axolotl, Ambystoma mexicanum, is an amphibian that simply refuses to become an adult. This pedomorphic salamander retains baby-like characteristics throughout its life, keeping its feathery external gills that undulate like aquatic flowers in shades of pink, white, or gold. But here comes the part that will blow your mind. When the axolotl loses a limb, a leg, a tail, even parts of its heart or brain, it simply rebuilds it, not as a scar, as a complete functional structure with perfectly formed bones, muscles, nerves, and blood vessels. Scientists have documented regenerations of up to 5 times in the same limb. Imagine losing an arm and it growing back, completely functional. That's what this animal does. Breathing through gills, rudimentary lungs, and skin simultaneously, The axolotl inhabits waters between 14 and 20 degrees Celsius. Critically endangered in its natural habitat, this creature has become the focus of groundbreaking medical research. If we can understand how it does this, we could revolutionize human regenerative medicine. Regenerates limbs, regenerates organs, regenerates parts of the brain. This animal may disappear before your children even know it. Share this video so more people can learn about this incredible creature. Number 3. The monster of the icy depths. From Mexican waters, we now plunge into the icy depths of the North Pacific, where the California currents meet the Alaskan waters in temperatures between 4 and 13 degrees Celsius. Here dwells a predator that seems to have emerged from ancestral nightmares. The wolf eel, Anarishthus ocellatus, extends its serpentine body up to 2 meters and 40 centimeters, the length of a compact car, inhabiting rocky crevices and underwater caves along the entire North American west coast. Its massive jaw houses front canine teeth, designed like true wolf fangs, followed by rows of flattened molars, powerful enough to crush sea urchins and crabs as if they were biscuits. The sound of shells breaking echoes through the underwater caves. But here's the most surprising fact. Unlike most fish, wolf eels form monogamous pairs that can last for decades. Yes, this monster of the deep is romantic. Pairs share the same burrow and cooperatively care for their eggs for up to 7 months. An extraordinary parental investment. Their smooth skin secretes protective mucus as they patrol nocturnal territories. Villainous appearance, devoted parent's heart. A fish that crushes shells and maintains relationships longer than many human marriages. Nature truly has a sense of humor. Number 2. The smartest ride on the ocean. In tropical oceans around the world, from the Caribbean Sea to Southeast Asia, there exists a creature that has transformed laziness into evolutionary genius. The remora, Echinus naucrates, has developed one of nature's most ingenious adaptations, a suction disc on top of its flattened head. With this extraordinary organ, the remora clings firmly to sharks, whales, sea turtles, and even ship hulls. It literally hitches a ride for life. But it's not parasitism. It's a perfect business arrangement. While traveling for free and eating leftovers from its host's meals, the remora removes harmful parasites from the carrier's skin. Both benefit. Individuals can reach a meter in length and switch hosts at will. And here's an impressive historical fact. Indigenous peoples of the Pacific used remoras tied to ropes to capture sea turtles. The remora would cling to the turtle, which was then pulled to the surface. A living hook. This species demonstrates selective intelligence, preferring larger and faster hosts that provide better access to food. Why work hard when you can work smart? The remora invented the concept of remote work millions of years before us. And now, number 1, the ultimate predator. Number 1, the masterpiece of evolution. And finally, in the warm waters of tropical oceans around the globe, patrols the most extraordinary predator ever created by nature, a masterpiece of sensory engineering that evolved over 400 million years. The great hammerhead shark, Sphyrna makaran, developed its bizarrely expanded head not by accident, but out of sheer predatory necessity. This structure can extend up to a meter wide in adult individuals that reach 6 meters in length, the size of a van. At the extremities of this flattened head, eyes provide 360-degree vision. The shark literally sees above, below, in front of, and behind itself at the same time. You can't surprise it. But the real superpower lies in the thousands of electromagnetic sensors on the surface of its head, capable of detecting the electrical fields generated by the heartbeats of rays buried under the sand. It feels their heartbeat. Found in waters between 23 and 27 degrees Celsius, the hammerhead shark uses its head as a tool to immobilize prey on the ocean floor. 400 million years of evolution have created the perfect sensor. But here's the tragedy. Critically endangered by overfishing, this species could disappear in decades. The pinnacle of evolution, destroyed by human greed. 400 million years to create, a few decades to destroy. This needs to change. You've just met 10 creatures that prove reality infinitely surpasses fiction. A fish faster than cheetahs. Another that regenerates its own brain. Predators that sense heartbeats through the sand. Each of these beings carries lessons of adaptation and resilience that deserve to be known and protected. Now I need your help. If this video surprised you, if you learned something new, leave a like. This helps the algorithm show this content to more people who need to know about these creatures before some of them disappear forever. If you want to continue exploring the mysteries of the marine world, subscribe to the Marine Sanctuary channel and activate the notification bell. Comment below which of these 10 impressed you the most. I read all the comments. Together we can awaken in millions of people the love and respect that our oceans deserve. See you on the next dive.
Mm-hmm.